What's up, clever masterminds? Clever Boy 86 here. Today's vlog is going to be a little different. I'm going to be addressing two videos that I made over the past week, talking about why I left South Dakota and what happened after I got back from South Dakota. So in today's vlog, I'm going to be addressing both of those videos and talking about why it's taken me over a year to talk about what happened. So I left South Dakota around this time last year, and I was gonna take a break from YouTube originally. I was just feeling really empty when I got back. I felt like just really empty inside. I wasn't motivated to make videos anymore. I didn't even want to get out of bed most days. And I was just really depressed after I came back. And the reason why is because leaving South Dakota was a really traumatic experience. And if you guys watch my Why I Left South Dakota video, you'll know why. But for those of you who don't want to watch a 30-minute video, I'll give you guys a quick recap of what happened. So basically, I lived in South Dakota for a year, and I wanted to stay in South Dakota because my grandparents were there, my dad was living there, I had family there, and I was going to a good school, I had a lot of friends, but my mother, who lives in Henderson, basically dragged me back to Henderson against my will, even though she knew I wanted to stay in South Dakota, and even though it was possible for me to stay in South Dakota. And she says that it wouldn't have worked out because my grandparents were moving, and they were moving, but, if she had let me stay in South Dakota, my dad and I would have found an apartment. My dad was working on real estate there. His real estate business was just getting started. And, if she'd let me stay in South Dakota, my dad and I would have gotten an apartment there. And we wouldn't even be living with my grandparents. So she says that it wouldn't have worked out, but that's just an excuse. Things could have worked out. But, yeah, so she dragged me out of South Dakota, and it was hard leaving South Dakota, leaving all of my friends and leaving my grandparents. She turned my life upside down, and what really just pissed me off about the whole situation was that she wanted me to come back to Vegas, so she brought me back to Vegas, and it was like that's all that she could see, was that she wanted me to come back here. So she would just hurt whoever she had to, including me, including her own son, to bring me back here because she wanted to. And my dad told me something yesterday that really hit me hard, and sorry if I get emotional, but this is just really hard for me to talk about. My dad told me that the part that hurt the most about me leaving South Dakota was that he was my dad, and he just had to watch as I was taken back to Vegas, and he couldn't do anything about it. And he said he felt like a failure. And that really hit me hard because my dad has done so much for me. And just to hear him say that just really hurt. I'm starting to cry. But he told me that he felt just really torn up because of what was happening, and Sorry, guys, I'm trying not to get emotional. It's a really hard thing for me to talk about. But I don't want to hide anything from you guys, you know. I'd rather show you guys this side than pretend like I'm living a normal life and that everything's fine when in reality it's not. You know, I'm still in a lot of pain because of what happened. And I'd rather be honest and, you know, share this side with you guys rather than pretend like everything's okay when it's not. And, you know, I'm just tired of pretending like I have a normal life. You know, like when I was in South Dakota, I'd go to school every day and, you know, I'd talk to my friends and laugh and have a good time. And then I'd come home and get into these fights with my mother. And it was really hard. It was like I was trying to pretend like I had a normal life. But when I went home, you know, I got into these fights with my mother and I was really depressed. And, you know, even going to school, towards the end of the school year, it hurt to even go to school because I knew that in a few months I'd never go to this school again. You know, I'd never see any of my friends again. And it was because of my mother. And that really hurt. Sorry, guys, I don't want to cry on camera. But, you know, this is real. You know, this is shit that I actually have to deal with. And I deal with these feelings every day. You know, like, I've been trying to move on, but I still have these feelings. And the worst part is, you know, my mother brought me back to Vegas, and she doesn't even talk to me about it. Like, not once in the year that I've been back here has she sat me down and had a conversation with me about everything that happened. You know, not once has she done that. And I just don't understand, like, how, you know, obviously I'm not a parent, but, like, I just don't understand, like, when your kid's in pain because of something you did and you can't even talk to them about it. Like, I just don't understand that. And I've been trying to move on, you know, I've been trying to work past these emotions. But it's hard, you know. Like, I feel it every day, you know, every day in the morning when I wake up. You know, I think about what's happened, you know, when I'm at school. You know, it's always in the back of my mind. And it's just something I feel every day, you know. I feel the effects of it every single day. And I know there's going to come a time where I've moved on and where I don't feel it all the time. But it just feels like I'm going to be stuck with these feelings forever. And I know time heals everything, but it just feels like I'm going to be stuck with these feelings forever. And I've been trying to move on. I really have. I've been trying. But I'm still feeling the effects of what happened. And I can't explain the pain that I feel about the situation. But, you know, I'm still feeling the effects of it. And in some ways, I still feel like the 12-year-old boy that I was a year ago who was fighting with his mother just to be happy. And in some ways, I feel like I'm fighting the same battle just with myself. And I mean, that's the best way I can explain it. I want to try and move on. I want to try and be happy. But it just feels like I can't, and I've tried. And I've tried. But yeah, anyways. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. This was probably the hardest video that I've ever had to film, to be honest. I'm not really the kind of person to get emotional, but I did in this video, so sorry about that. But, I feel like it takes courage to show your real emotions. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna end the vlog here. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all for the next one. Alright, bye guys.